Now in 4 News Now at 6, 4 wildfires burning in Southern California, forcing families from their homes.
The fire popped up so quickly that it was almost an impossible situation to evacuate everyone right away.
Why some had to ditch their cars in the middle of the road to escape.
I'm tracking another round of snow on the way. I'll show you how much you could expect in your first alert forecast.
And new details in the case of Pullman police chief accused of sexually assaulting a woman, what his attorney asked for in court today, and why he calls the case complex. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
All right, here's a live look at the wildfires currently burning in Southern California. It has already forced thousands of families to evacuate. In this video, you can see a home engulfed in flames. Fire crews say it's one of at least 1,000 structures that have already been destroyed. So far, the fires have killed at least 5 people. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. President Joe Biden received a briefing about the fire at the Santa Monica Fire Station today. He said his administration will do everything it can to help fire crews and those who have lost everything, saying we are prepared to do anything and everything as long as it takes to contain these fires and help reconstruct. More than 70,000 people are under mandatory evacuation orders in Los Angeles County, but getting to safety is not easy. On Sunset Boulevard, drivers left their cars behind when they got stuck in traffic trying to get out of the fire zone. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is in the Pacific Palisades with how evacuees are feeling as they wait for the go-ahead to return home.
Fire crews desperately trying to get a handle on the deadly wildfires in Los Angeles as we're seeing firsthand the people impacted. Some trying to save their homes, others helpless, left with nothing to do other than watch it burn to the ground.
Furniture that we've, built a lifetime upon, photos, just everything.
Thousands of people across Los Angeles County evacuated. Some people driving just feet from the flames as they left their neighborhoods, not knowing what will be there when they return. This rabbi worried about members who did not evacuate.
They don't even want to think of what, God forbid, might be.
There's no one in Los Angeles who is not touched by this. I mean, there are areas that are under evacuation orders, areas under evacuation warnings, and bordering neighborhoods.
With the weather forecast that we saw, we knew that this was going to be a bad fire.
Nick McCormack was on the way to his mother's home in Pacific Palisades.
The fire popped up so quickly that it was almost an impossible situation to evacuate everyone right away.
Zibby and Kyle Owens live in New York and have a home and business in Pacific Palisades, unsure if there will be anything to return to.
It's absolutely surreal. I mean, watching that footage is devastating to us. It's something that we've always been aware of, living there, that could happen. But I think we're seeing this is the worst case scenario.
Actor Steve Guttenberg saying within an hour, the sky turned black with fire raging.
They started with these little circles of red, like little devils. Before you knew it, the wind, which is the strongest wind you've ever seen. I mean, it's 80 miles an hour. And it's a hot wind, and it started just spreading all these little pockets of burning embers.
Officials urging people to follow the evacuation orders. The LA County Sheriff saying there is nothing worth your life. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Pacific Palisades.
Now, the big reason this fire spread so quickly is because of the hurricane-strength winds in that region.
With winds reaching up to 100 miles an hour this morning, let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see if conditions have improved.
They have improved from those record-breaking winds that are even outside the typical range of the strong Santa Ana winds, which are powerful winds that are caused by downsloping air that warms and dries as it descends to the coast. They are very common in Southern California in December and January. The strong winds, in addition to extremely dry conditions there and dry air, the warmer temperatures, that brings the tremendous risk of these fires. And once those fires have started, they can explode in growth with those winds. Again, they have died down from the 100-mile-per-hour gusts that you have heard about. These are sustained winds right now around LA County, and you can see 14-mile-per-hour winds, 8-mile-per-hour winds. The gusts are a little bit lighter as well. That said, For the next 48 hours or so, they will be variable, and there is the potential for wind gusts of 35 to 55 miles per hour in that area that you see shaded in pink on your screen. That's where the red flag warning is in effect all the way through Friday evening. And these are erratic winds as well, adding another layer of complexity for firefighters who have their hands full. Meanwhile, 4 things to know about your weather. Patchy freezing fog to start the day on Thursday, mostly cloudy skies otherwise, and the potential for some sun breaks. We have light snow coming in on Friday and colder weather coming as well, especially the overnight lows. I'll be back to tell you all about that in just a few minutes, Derek.
Okay, Chris, thanks. Over $44 million in federal funding is on the way to Spokane County to help with recovery efforts from the Gray and Oregon Road fires. Those fires tore through parts of Medical Lake and Elk in August of 2023. It destroyed hundreds of homes and caused at least $166 million in damages. The money can be used to replace damaged affordable housing, strengthen infrastructure, support small businesses and residents, and implement disaster mitigation services to reduce the future risk of damage from disasters.
2 people, including a teenager, are in the hospital with life-threatening injuries because of a crash on Highway 2. The crash was between a car and a semi near Southwood Road, west of Airway Heights. Washington State Patrol says there were 2 teens and an adult inside the car. This is video of the scene. Investigators believe the car ran the stop sign and ended up wedged under the semi. The adult and the teenager have life-threatening injuries and are in critical condition. Another teen is in stable condition.
Pullman Police Chief Jake Opgenorth was back in court for a protection order accusing him of sexual assault and harassment. He's also under investigation by the Washington State Patrol. Opgenorth was placed on administrative leave last month and was ordered to surrender all of his guns. Derek Strom was in the courtroom today where Opgenorth and his attorney appeared via Zoom.
The attorney representing Jake Opgenorth asked for another 2 weeks in order to prepare for this hearing. We also heard from the attorneys representing the woman accusing Opgenorth of sexual assault and harassment. They want this hearing taken care of as soon as possible. We also got a couple new details in this case as well. According to the attorneys representing Opgenorth's accuser, their relationship lasted several years until the recent breakup. Opgenorth's attorney is also asking for a complete record of text messages between Opgenorth and his accuser to be used in court. Unsealed documents contain accusations the woman made against Opgenorth, alleging he harassed and sexually assaulted her. Those claims have not yet been investigated, and Opgenorth has not been charged with a crime.
And obviously these are very severe allegations against him. This is a complex, factually and legally intense matter.
Opgenorth will be back in court on January 22nd. He was originally put on administrative leave from the Pullman Police Department on December 17th. Opgenorth is also under investigation by Washington State Patrol, but WSP would not comment on what it's investigating. Opgenorth worked with the police department for 30 years and was named chief in 2022. Pullman Police Commander Aaron Brashears is the acting chief of police while Opgenorth is on leave. In Colfax, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, we only have a few spots left. That's what I was told last week when I called to check in with a local group providing Spokane families with free money for childcare. It's a story I've been following since last year, and if you apply today, you could be one of the final few to save thousands of dollars. Community-minded Enterprises has been using American Rescue Plan dollars to help families in the working middle class who don't qualify for the state subsidy program. One of the recipients of this grant and her 2-year-old daughter met up with me recently at a Spokane playground. She has run out of the grant money, and now she's not sure how she's going to make ends meet.
We are officially done with the program. Yeah, definitely one of my entire checks goes to daycare.
Well, child care advocates say cuts are coming in this legislative session. The state is looking at a $12 billion budget shortfall, and funding for child care is not at the top of the priority list. What's being done to help families right now in my special report tomorrow on 4 News Now at 6.
All right, still ahead, the North-South Freeway is still years away from completion, but the city of Spokane is already planning what to do with the less congested Division Street corridor. We'll show you some of the changes being considered to make getting around the city easier next on 4 News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Bridal Festival.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Witness the rock and roll flair reminiscent of the king himself, Elvis Presley. Ladies and gentlemen, Moses Snow, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, January 16th. Visit cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away. But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Donating your vehicle to UGM Motors is easy.
When you drop off a vehicle, you have to sign a paper of, I donated this vehicle. And that was the hardest part. And I didn't have to fill it out. They filled it out for me and had me sign it.
Your car, truck, RV, or motorcycle will provide food, shelter, job training, and recovery services at Union Gospel Mission.
I think it's a great service to the community.
Call 509-327-HELP to schedule a free pickup today.
All right, it's gonna be another good day. Hey, it's cold out, you guys. Families are freezing. They deserve better than that. Let's show them how business should be done. All right, guys, have a great day. Need anything, let me know. Okay, fixed rider is free, baby. You know it's actually going all the way this year, right?
Yeah, I do.
Big day. No heat calls, right? We haven't been voted #1 for nothing, you guys. We've worked really hard to earn these customers' trust, and let's show them that we are the best company in town, okay?
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Witness the rock and roll flair reminiscent of the king himself, Elvis Presley. Ladies and gentlemen, Moses Snow, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, January 16th. Visit cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Next ET, onset of Tim Allen's TV return, plus Toy Story 5 news.
Tom and Tim back in action.
Yeah, we'll be back in action.
Plus, the stars collecting even more award season hardware. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Tomorrow morning, this will be deliciously good.
Good morning, America.
Only on GMA.
Jamie Oliver, the one and only, baby. Jamie Oliver is back.
And he's cooking things up for you, live on
Good Morning America. It's gonna be the best thing ever.
By 2030, the long-awaited north-south Spokane freeway is supposed to open, alleviating traffic on one of Spokane's busiest roads, the Division Street corridor. But with that, the city is now figuring out how to change the corridor, aiming to prevent businesses and people from avoiding it.
City planners are studying how to best serve the surrounding community while trying to make it a better place to live. Our Hunter Bertram joins us live on the Division Street corridor. And Hunter, what kinds of changes can people expect to see?
Yeah, well, Derek, the city says we could see a multitude of different changes that would come to the Division Street corridor, whether that be new sidewalks, new bus hubs, even transit and bike lanes. But really, once traffic begins to slow down here, it opens a door of reimagination for this area.
Tens of thousands of people live within a few blocks of the corridor, and tens of thousands of cars are there every day.
Carl Otterstrom, the interim co-CEO and Chief Planning and Development Officer for the Spokane Transit Authority.
Many of those cars will shift and adjust over time, especially with the opening of the North Spokane corridor next decade.
By 2030, it's projected the decades-long North-South Spokane Freeway project will be done. So the Division Street corridor is finally going to hit the brakes, and the city is doing everything it can to avoid coming to a complete stop in its hustle and bustle of life.
And so there's an opportunity to think about how do we help the people who live in this corridor get around better? How do we make it more attractive to live in the corridor and to do business in the corridor?
Check out these renderings of a future Division Street corridor from today's Spokane Plan Commission meeting. Their study looks at how to best support the upcoming 2030 Division Bus Rapid Transit Route, or BRT route. Spokane has a BRT route already and is taking notes from its service. Yet there's a major hurdle in changing this area, the land zoning along the street. Planners are working on the best ways to repurpose zoning to encourage development and investment in the area. Yeah, and it's also really important to remember we're not going to see any changes for quite a while, most likely not until the new decade, as you know, the city still has quite a while to figure out their finalized plan. They have a goal of having a plan for the public to see by the end of the year, but they still have a lot of studying to do, like zoning and also community impact. But for now, live in Spokane, Hunter Bertram for News Now.
Thank you, Hunter. Well, it could soon cost you more to visit 3 popular recreational sites in North Idaho. The Bureau of Land Management says this will affect the Mica Bay Boater Park, Windy Bay Boater Park, and Killarney Lake Campground and Access, and Huckleberry Campground. The fee changes will include doubling the overnight camping fee to $20 and establishing day use fees at the 3 locations. The rate hikes are set to go into effect this summer. To see how prices will change over the next few years, look for this story on KXLY.com.
Many of us woke up to some snow across the region this morning. Here's a look at some of the totals. 4 inches reported in Colbert, 3 in Welpinit, Rathdrum, as well as Hayden, 3.5 at Tum Tum. We had less than an inch officially at the airport in Spokane. I'll be back to tell you about the next round of snow on the way in just a few minutes after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Grins and Giggles Family Dentistry.
Surf and turf. Surf and turf. Low and slow and oh, roasty beef. 2 of those things for $6.99. Arby's, we have the meat.
The 37th annual Inland Northwest RV Show is back. Yes, the big multi-dealer show at the Spokane Fairgrounds, January 23rd through 26th. Beat the rush and preview units now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake in North Spokane. Every RV at R&R RV is show priced. Reserve yours before the big multi-dealer show, January 23rd through 26th at the Fairgrounds. R&R RV, your RV superstore in Liberty Lake in North Spokane. Or shop now at rnrrv.com.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
What can we make for you today? From the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana.
From the fields of the Pacific Northwest to the tables of the world, agriculture is at the heart of it all. This February, come in from the cold and join us at the Spokane Ag Show, where we meet together, learn about the industry, and grow. With over 200 exhibitors, expert-led seminars, guest host Rob Sharkey, and live music, it's a show you can't miss. Join us February 4th through the 6th at the Spokane Convention Center. Visit agshow.org for all the details.
Surf and turf. 2 sandwiches. The sea giveth crispy fish. Ho, 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 ho. For $6.99. Arby's, we have the meat.
Right, take a look at this. On your screen right now is video of an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, or eVTOLs. They could be the future of taxis. They lift off the ground like helicopters and fly like planes at speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. They're such a new concept, though, they prompted the FAA to create a whole new category of aircraft, a step it hasn't taken since civilian helicopters were introduced in the 1940s.
We're going to demonstrate that not only is a fully electric airplane possible, but it can be insanely profitable and really useful to the general public.
And these air taxis still have to clear more hurdles before carrying passengers in the U.S., but executives hope to see them shuttling Americans in the next few years. So, Kirsten and Chris, would you get on one of these?
Nope. Quick answer.
Wrong.
Let's see it run safely for a few months first, right? Before
a few months,
maybe a few years.
Say. Yeah, no, that I'll just stay right. I have
Can
nowhere
we hover
to...
like 15 feet and just not go any higher?
That sounds better. Yes, just hovercraft.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, they'd have to see through the fog in the inland Northwest in the winter, and we definitely will be seeing that develop around the region here shortly. It's 30 degrees right now in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Those temperatures are not going to drop much from their current readings as the temperature drops to the dew point. We have plenty of moisture in the air, especially after this morning's snow. Air mass becomes saturated. It can't hold any more moisture. We get the fog, and that temperature actually, and oftentimes, increases. That's what happened in Coeur d'Alene last night. Here's a look at the fog forecast Thursday morning at 7 a.m. and we find it in the typical places from the West Plains out through the Columbia Basin and into the Waterville Plateau, especially along Highway 2, but also there'll be hit and miss spots throughout the inland Northwest. Here's a closer view just on the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area at the forecast fog for 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then it looks like we will get some clearing going as we get into the afternoon and may actually even see a little bit of sunshine. That's a hard thing to come by this time of year. 29 our morning low, 33 our daytime high. Very short thermometer, as is typical in those cases. Looking ahead to Thursday at 11 o'clock in the evening, tomorrow night, dry conditions across the region, but our next system already on the way. May have a sprinkle or flurry overnight. More likely, it's going to hold off until late morning, early afternoon. Here's noon on Friday with mostly snow or a non-accumulating rain-snow mix around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Snow to the north, rain to the south, and then we dry out quickly. This is a fast mover. Quick hitting system. Here's 7 o'clock Friday night. And the snowfall totals not especially impressive. In general, less than 2 inches or less than an inch until you get up into the mountains or around Sandpoint, right around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Not much snow at all. Hayden and Spirit Lake, as well as Deer Park, getting a little bit more than an inch in some spots. Your planning forecast then dry Thursday. We've got that bit of snow coming in Friday, and then we are dry through the rest of the forecast, but also cool. Some of the coolest weather we've seen for daytime highs, and the coldest night of the year so far. Sunday into Monday morning, 24 has been our low so far this season. If we make it to Monday morning without dropping below 24, that will be a record, and we are on pace to have a record for the latest we make it into the teens. If we even do make it into the teens, that remains to be seen. Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Still ahead, is your new appliance giving you trouble? We'll explain what you can do to get a replacement after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's back, the Big Boat Show, 4 big days. Come on out, shop and compare. There's something for everyone at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Learn more at SpokaneBoatShow.com.
If you've been in a wreck with a big truck,
you can bet the trucking company has a lot of lawyers working for them.
That's when you call Russell & Hill
to make sure you get all the money you deserve.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
What's better than super fresh fruits and vegetables? Yep, you've got it. Super fresh fruits and vegetables on sale.
Swing into Super One Foods this Thursday and save big during our 12-hour produce sale. Northwest grown baby leaf salad mixes $1.48 each. Family-sized Lighthouse salad dressings $2.98 each. Sweet red grapes just $1.98 a pound.
Super One Foods 12-hour produce sale this Thursday only. Hey, it's better than fresh.
Sale price is not available in Spokane and Colville.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it with an amazing number of styles and watertight walls that are grout-free and easy to clean. With 40 years of experience, Bath Fitter knows what people want. An affordable remodel that isn't just beautiful, it's guaranteed for life. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bulls and their riders, those 8 seconds go by in a heartbeat. 8 seconds to become a champion or nothing. This is America, and this is PBR. It's bull time, Spokane. This weekend, PBR bucks into Spokane Arena. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or ticketswest.com.
The future's uncertain, but you're more likely to get a high-paying gig if you're armed with college or career training after high school. WA Grant makes that education affordable or even free. See if you qualify at wagrant.org.
Come on out to the Spokane Boat Show. We've got boats of all types and sizes. Heavy metal, smaller fishing boats, open bow, high-performance ski and wakeboard boats, pontoons, kayaks, canoes, and personal watercraft.
4 News Now is brought to you by Super One Foods.
Well, from your fridge to dishwashers, maybe your dryer, our homes are full of appliances we use every day to make our lives a little easier.
But they can also be expensive. And for the money you pay for them, you'd expect them to last. But that's not always the case. ABC's Alexis Christoforous explains the steps you can take if your appliance turns out to be a dud.
Is your brand new appliance acting up?
Any sorts of unusual sounds or noises, if it's some kind of, water-based appliance, if there's any sorts of leaks or puddles.
If something doesn't seem right, Consumer Reports' Daniel Raklowski says don't wait to take action.
You have a relatively short period of time to get this sort of situation resolved. So just really trust your gut. If you feel something is wrong with the appliance, just immediately try to go for either a replacement or a refund.
Start with a call to the retailer where you bought the appliance.
Retailers are usually much more willing to replace or refund a new appliance than a manufacturer. Manufacturers will generally want to just repair it under the warranty process. And, you don't want to pay full price for a product that essentially needs a repair right out of the box.
If you don't have luck with the retailer, then try the manufacturer. Whoever you're calling, try to get in touch with a live human being.
Going through an email chain or even worse, a chat bot, you're just generally not going to have great results compared to just talking to a real person and explaining the situation in detail. It even can be best to actually go to the physical retailer where you purchase the appliance and just talk to them.
And keep a paper trail of everything.
Take photos and videos of the problem with the appliance, and then, write down everyone you contact, when you contact them, and what solutions they offer.
Do a little research. Some states have laws to protect you in these circumstances. If you hit a dead end, you can try disputing the charge with your credit card company.
You usually have about 60 days to do that, and you'll want to just provide all the documentation you have and show that you did try to resolve the issue with the retailer or the manufacturer.
Posting on social media is another option.
Post about your problem, give a lot of detail. They don't want bad publicity, so it is in their favor to work with you.
Check out the Consumer Reports website for more tips. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
All right, here's a live look of President Jimmy Carter lying in state in the Capitol Rotunda in Washington, D.C. Tomorrow, his casket will be taken to the National Cathedral, where his life and legacy will be celebrated for the country to say goodbye. After Carter's funeral, there will be another one in Georgia for his family. He'll be buried outside his home in Plains next to his late wife, Rosalind. You can watch live coverage of Carter's funeral in D.C. right here on ABC tomorrow morning starting at 7 o'clock.
Tomorrow is also a National Day of Remembrance for Carter. Because of this, the U.S. Postal Service will close mail delivery and retail services. USPS said limited package delivery services will be available. Normal operations will resume on Friday.
All right, some state lawmakers want to ban flavored tobacco to stop the growing number of kids vaping in Washington.
Why one store owner thinks this won't solve the problem. And 10 new police officers will soon be hitting the streets in Spokane Valley. The types of crime the city council wants them to focus on next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a pour-over purist? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Save thousands on the new Revolutionary Swim Spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, Coeur d'Alene. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2025 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, Coeur d'Alene. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Magical moments, snowy adventures, warming up, making memories, a winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
For too many families, childcare costs aren't just tough. They're breaking the budget.
One of my entire checks goes to daycare.
And now, crucial funding has dried up, leaving families desperate for new options.
It's crazy that there isn't more funding like this.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Advocates tell me they're pushing for solutions, but there's a big hurdle in the way. How do we overcome it, and what's being done to help families right now? I'm Getting Answers, Thursday on 4 News Now.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, the city of Spokane Valley will be increasing patrols in the new year.
10 new officers will be hitting the streets in the coming months, and both residents and the police chief have ideas about the types of crime that need more attention. Madeline Mullins shows us where Spokane residents should expect to see more patrols.
To protect and serve, that is the job of a police officer.
I've always supported anyone who serves our country and our community.
Spokane Valley resident and Navy veteran Jim Thrawley, who volunteered for SCOPE, the Sheriff Community-Oriented Policing effort, knows the job well.
Patrolled with another SCOPE member for about 17 years.
He also believes that Spokane could use more patrols.
Well, our neighborhoods, I don't know, in the past, I guess 20 or 30 years, there has been a kind of an increase in crime.
And he's not alone. For some people living in Spokane Valley, they say that property crime is an issue. But they say if there was more patrols in neighborhoods, that would help prevent that. And the Spokane Valley Police Department is in agreement, which is why they are adding 10 more officers.
You know that a lot of times just simply having increased officers and that presence being there can deter some of those problems, while also allow us to be able to respond that much quicker.
The department will add 1 new officer to the homeless outreach team, 5 new members to the patrol team, which the police force hopes will lower the response time, and 3 new members to the investigative team, who will help solve property crimes. There will also be 1 new traffic officer on nighttime patrol.
Situations where people are calling about speeding in their neighborhoods. It can be drunk and impaired driving late at night. It's also responding to all the vehicle crashes that occur and taking those reports.
Spokane Valley Police Chief Dave Ellis says they have already filled 3 of the 10 positions, and residents can expect to see more police on the street as soon as February. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, let's send it over now to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with a look at your forecast.
Well, live look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena right now shows the snow in downtown has melted. May not have at your house. It's left a lot of moisture, and as we cool down, we'll start to see that fog developing around the region, especially from the West Plains along Highway 2 into the Columbia Basin and Waterville Plateau. But patchy freezing fog will be a problem throughout the region. Thursday morning low temperatures will be down in the 20s in most spots, 29 in Spokane, 27 in Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's, Kellogg, and Pullman. Right around the Spokane area, 20s from Spirit Lake throughout the entire region, 28 in Spangle and Meade and 9 Mile, and 27 in Deer Park. High temperatures, meanwhile, will not warm up much. We'll be in the 30s in most spots, only 32 at Fairchild Air Force Base and Spirit Lake. Around the region, 30s just about everywhere, 29 in Winthrop and 42 in Lewiston. It's going to be a gray day. There is the potential for a little bit of sunshine in the afternoon. That high of 33 compares to an average high of 34. I'll be back to tell you about snow in the 7-day forecast and have some Wildlife Wednesday photos later in the news, Derek.
Oh, Washington lawmakers are pushing for a statewide ban of flavored tobacco, saying this is needed to keep our kids safe.
Some warn, though, that this could have several potential drawbacks for those involved with the tobacco industry. Alexandra Cohen-Yarts shares which products this will impact and why local businesses say this could cause economic downsides.
The vaping epidemic has hit our nation hard, and educators say it's our youngest who are suffering the most.
The prevalence of flavored products is bringing way too many young people into very dangerous behaviors for themselves.
A new push from lawmakers would ban the sale of flavored tobacco and nicotine in Washington, including flavored e-cigarettes, pouches, chews, and menthol cigarettes. Bill supporter and State Superintendent of Public Instruction Chris Radcall says the use of these products is seen as early as elementary school.
It's totally contradictory to our basic ed goals when we see so much resource being spent trying to administer something that, quite frankly, has us pitted against an industry that's harming kids when we're trying to help kids.
While there are many negative side effects to using flavored tobacco, some local businesses that rely on it, like Lilac City Vapor, argued that getting rid of it might not necessarily be the solution.
Since we're a border city, they can just go right over to Idaho and get whatever they need and come back.
In 2019, a temporary ban on flavored products nearly shut down Lilac City Vapor. They were fortunate, but others weren't so lucky.
There'll be a huge economic impact because you can think of all the jobs that'll be lost. Because if it does go through, I mean, that's 90% of the vape shops and their business.
According to the advocacy group Flavors Hook Kids Washington, 8 out of 10 youth who use tobacco started with a flavored product. The hope for this legislation is to change this trend.
The most viable option now is total avoidance with a ban on flavored products in the state of Washington.
If the bill passes, the ban would go into place by 2026. In Spokane, Alexandra Cohen-Yarts, 4 News Now.
Well, after about 200 employees were cut and extracurriculars were threatened because of a $20 million budget shortfall, the Moses Lake School District is now asking its voters to approve a roughly $53 million levy. The community will vote on this levy in the February special election. If passed, voters would pay $150 per $100,000 of assessed property value for the next 4 years. That means if you own a home valued at $400,000, you would be paying an estimated $600 a year for this levy. As for what this money would fund,
those things that we have outlined are academic support, athletics and activities, specialists for elementary schools, so things like music and PE, maintenance and custodial to keep our kids safe and keep our staff safe and have our buildings clean and maintained adequately.
How some members of the community feel about the levy and what's at risk if it doesn't pass tonight on 4 News Now Nightside at 11.
Well, want to get a jump on filing your taxes this year? The IRS has your back. The IRS says its free file guided tax software will be available starting Friday. Now, those guided software tools aren't written by the IRS. They come from trusted partners who are part of the free file program. But to make sure you use the software free. You must access the vendor sites through links at irs.gov. Also, the program only works for people who made less than $84,000 in adjusted gross income. And keep in mind, the IRS will not process any returns prior to January 29th. You can file them before that, and the agency will put them on hold until that date. All right, the Washington State men's and women's basketball teams have huge conference games tomorrow.
The men hosting Pacific and the women at St. Mary's, Jack.
Both squads performed excellently so far in their first test in the WCC. You can hear more from both Cougar teams after the break on how they're managing their busy week.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mysticwa Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
The New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row has been extended. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or score 60 months, no interest. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer looks. But hurry, the extended New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice, relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. The winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. At the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. The winning is just the beginning.
Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're more than just a car dealership. We're family. For the past 53 years, we've been proudly serving our community.
We offer the best vehicles with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
From coast to coast, we've got you covered.
Whether you're looking for an affordable used car, we're looking to upgrade to a new Honda. We're here to make the process simple and stress-free.
It's not just about selling cars.
We give back to local charities and support our community.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Dad, I'm crawling home because I need a place to stay until I find a job.
You could go back to law school. That's always been your dream.
That was your dream for me.
You like to argue.
You do love to argue.
You might as well get paid for it.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Spokane's hottest music.
With you, girl. Poppin', man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
The New Year's Super Sale at Denver Mattress has been extended. So there's still time to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or score 60 months no interest and free shipping. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
Both Washington State men's and women's basketball return to the hardwood tomorrow evening, continuing their run in the WCC. Men up against Pacific, women at St. Mary's. Now for the men first, playing those Tigers tomorrow night, a team that has frankly seen some better days in the WCC. They're 5-13, winless on the road in conference play, but they cannot be overlooked in this home tilt. Wazoo is tied at the top of the conference with an unbeaten 3-0 conference record, even with St. Mary's and Gonzaga at the top. Cougar head coach David Riley and the rest of the team spoke with the media on what they're seeing ahead of this matchup.
I think it just starts in practice. We always emphasize just having great practices, leading that to the next game. If we figure out these next few practices, I think we'll be fine in the next game.
Juan Watts and the rest of the team remain locked ahead of their busy week. Tip-off for Pacific is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m., but it all leads up to Saturday's game at the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Those two tipping off at 6 p.m. And for the women's team, they face the St. Mary's Gales in their 8th all-time meeting. Gales the winners of 5 of their previous 7 matchups, and WSU looks steady into this game. 5-1 in their last 6 games, 4-1 in conference play so far. WSU head coach Cami Etheridge spoke with the media this week on how far along she sees her team.
Not as far as long as I want us to be, but really, really encouraged by the effort, by the work, by the commitment, by the competitiveness, and I think ultimately by again, the high ceiling that I think we have still in front of us for this team to improve.
Cougs tip off against the Gales tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Their first of 4 straight road games in California. Their next home game is against Gonzaga this Saturday at noon. The West Coast Conference today announced tomorrow's Pepperdine versus Portland women's basketball game will be postponed because of the Palisades fire in Southern California. The game was originally scheduled for tomorrow at 6 at Pepperdine, which is located on the seaside hills of Malibu. The conference is coordinating with both schools in an effort for a rescheduling date, although none has yet been set. The Gonzaga Bulldogs men's basketball team is underway against the San Diego Toreros in their first meeting of the season. Zags won 18 straight meetings, last losing in February 2014. And in those last 8 meetings, the Bulldogs have topped at least 90 points and held USD to under 75 points every time. Score right now, 33-27 with just under 4 to go in the first half. Gonzaga has only lost 1 time ever to San Diego at home, which I promise I'm not trying to jinx here. It was their first ever meeting in Spokane. That was back in 2000, an 8-point Torero win. We'll be back on Nightside for highlights and post-game sound, plus some more high school basketball. And Chris, how is the weather looking outside?
Well, it is looking very gray, and here are 4 things to know about your weather. Some patchy freezing fog tonight and tomorrow morning, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. Light snow on Friday, and then some colder weather is on the way. I will let you know how much snow to expect and have some Wildlife Wednesday photos after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
We know your time is valuable, and that is why at Colville Toyota, our goal is to get you in and out in an hour or less using our Express Maintenance Center.
With our pit crew approach and Toyota trained techs, your routine service happens fast.
Toyota Express Maintenance includes a safety inspection, oil changes, brake inspection, tire rotation, and much more.
Quality, speed, and confidence is what you can expect from Cobble Toyota's Express Maintenance Center. We're your small-town dealership with a big heart.
Ready to enjoy a vacation close to home? Come stay for less and play for more at the Kootenai Casino. Right now, cozy up in a Kootenai Falls Lodge room for just $59 midweek and $89 on the weekends. An incredible bang for your buck. Join us in January at the Kootenai Casino and win this winter. Book your stay and play now. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
All right, it's going to be another good day. Hey, it's cold out, you guys. Families are freezing. They deserve better than that. Let's show them how business should be done. Hey, you guys, have a great day. Need anything, let me know. Okay, Fixed Rider, it's free, baby. You know Zags are going all the way this year, right?
Yeah, I do.
Big day. No heat calls, right? We haven't been voted #1 for nothing, you guys. We've worked really hard to earn these customers' trust, and let's show them that we are the best company in town, okay?
Hot Tub, Hot Tub, Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, Coeur d'Alene. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Kootenai County Fairgrounds, Coeur d'Alene. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
The National RV Show is coming to the downtown Spokane Convention Center.
All right, welcome back. We continue to be, or at least I continue to be amazed by our mild temperatures, right? You're talking about these overnight lows. We haven't even dipped into the teens once yet this winter.
I know. Isn't that bizarre? Who knows? This may be the first year we do not get into the teens, and now that I've said it out loud, I guaranteed we're going to have
Arctic blast.
Yeah, we're going to have a cold snap. Let's start off with some Wildlife Wednesday photos, and I want to share this adorable northern pygmy owl who has captured the imagination of several photographers. I'll be sharing sharing more of those photos on my Facebook page later tonight, but Larry Crumpleman shared this photo. They're cute, they are fluffy, they are small, they're only between 6 and 8 inches, but they are fierce hunters, and they have been dubbed, Larry tells me, murder Muppets. That is so, oh my goodness, that is dark. But everybody loves a sweet little moose. Mark Boat shared this photo. Kind of looks like this moose is smiling at Mark. Mark said this moose, young moose, was very curious as to what Mark was doing and just about followed him home, but he did not. And Courtney Litwin shared this photo. She was ecstatic to finally get a bald eagle photo at Lake Coeur d'Alene this season with some snow. It's just been in short supply, and it really does. Boy, a blue sky or snow really set the eagle photos apart. Great photo, Courtney. We're going to get a little more snow on our forecast radar. We're going through Friday morning. Here's 7 o'clock Friday morning. May have a few hit and miss showers in the early morning hours over the Palouse. And then main front comes in. Could start off as rain or a rain-snow mix before turning over to snow. The temperatures are going to be tricky right around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We're going to be right at that rain-snow line for a good portion of the day. Snow in the northern valleys and rain to the south. It's going to be a fast-moving system and be gone by Friday evening, long gone by Friday evening. Here is an early look at some of the snowfall totals we might see with this system. Friday at 7 o'clock in the evening, in general, less than an inch, although inch and a half in Sandpoint, with more in the mountains. Here's a close look at the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area with, in general, again, less than an inch of snow. Hayden, one of the few exceptions, half inch in Spirit Lake, a little over a half inch in Deer Park. Your planning forecast. We are going to be cool compared to what we have seen this winter, although these temperatures are just about average or a little bit below through the 7-day forecast, actually a little bit below through the 7-day forecast. A 40% chance of snow on Friday, and then we are done with the wet weather for the rest of the week. Want to draw your attention to those overnight low temperatures. As Derek was mentioning, we still have not had a cold snap. 21 on Monday morning would be the coldest reading of the season, the coldest weather we've had so far in Spokane. Officially at the airport has been 24 degrees. Looks like we'll do that 2 more times, perhaps, in the forecast, and still no sign of teens. We've never had a season since they've been keeping records in the late 1800s where we haven't dipped into the teens. Several years we haven't had single digits, but still a lot of cold weather left to have, so we'll see.
Yeah, and 21 is pretty close.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully I didn't jinx it by bringing it up.
Well, if you're starting out 2025 with a holiday spending hangover and some fresh credit card debt, it may be time to focus on improving your finances.
Ivan Rodriguez is in Atlanta with some tips and tricks to work out your wallet and get fiscally fit.
For some, a New Year's resolution might be eating healthier or traveling more. But according to Bankrate, 21% of Americans say paying down debt will be their main financial goal of 2025. And that's followed by saving more money for emergencies. If your New Year's resolution is to get your finances in better shape, it's going to take a little sweat.
It's a little like working out physically in the gym. You're working out for your finances, so they are in better shape for the activities that you'll be prioritizing and targeting in the future.
Much like staring down the treadmill, overcoming financial hurdles may seem daunting. But Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says it's important to figure out where you are and create a roadmap to get to where you want to go.
Have a budget to know how much money we have to work with. If we need to reduce our expenditures and perhaps get rid of some things that we're paying for that we don't need, we need to do that.
The best way to get started, attacking your debt, typically in one of 2 ways.
Some people like to attack the highest cost debt. Let's say if we have an annual percentage rate of 25% and that's the highest, some people might prefer to attack that first to pay that down and off. Others might say, oh, well, I've got just a couple $100 on this credit card. Let's pay that off right away.
Next, pull back spending by cutting out expenditures you may deem unnecessary, like auto-pay subscription services and meal deliveries. And then focus on saving.
Have a separate account for your savings and then automate the deposits that are going in there with direct deposit. Have it come straight out of your paycheck.
And don't forget about retirement. Putting away a little now can leave you in great financial shape in the future. Hamrick warns that even as you begin to see the Federal Reserve begin to cut interest rates, you can expect those credit card rates to remain elevated. But if you prioritize debt repayment, you can also then bolster your credit score and set yourself up for less expensive borrowing down the road. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Well, the Post Falls business is making sure people of all ages can protect themselves in an emergency.
Yeah, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu teaches a range of classes, including self-defense for women and bullying prevention classes for kids. Co-owner and instructor Amanda Tola says her goal is to teach people how to defend themselves in real-life scenarios. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is a style that focuses not only on your physical capabilities, but verbal. You learn how to fight against the most common attacks and how to de-escalate a situation and set boundaries using your words.
My biggest heart's desire is that children, women, men, everybody in the family knows how to defend themselves if, God forbid, they ever find themselves in a situation where they need to.
Well, this Saturday, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is hosting a free self-defense seminar for women of all ages. To sign up, visit our website, kxly.com. And before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Surf and turf. Surf and turf. Low and slow and oh, roasty beef. 2 of those things for $6.99. Arby's, we have the meat.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Welcome to Parker Toyota, the Toyota Truck Center of the Northwest. Our inventory has never been better with a huge selection from stock to fully customized trucks.
And now you can choose between a gas or hybrid powertrain. So whether you're looking for great MPGs or a 12,000-pound towing capacity, we have the truck for you.
Check out the all-new Toyota Tacoma and Tundra at your locally owned Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Looking for a great time to put Mohawk's Redwood scratch-resistant flooring in your home? Well, this month, we are taking 20% off of installation on Redwood products. So you can have the beauty of wood for less at Brothers Flooring.
Once again, it's time for Kerner Furniture's annual January clearance sale. Everything in the store is reduced for clearance, and there's never been a better time to buy. Kerner Furniture's January clearance sale. It's time.
If you remember this commercial, it might be time for some new furniture.
And with the Kerner clock ticking, it's the perfect time during our January clearance sale.
Time for a new Lazy Boy recliner at the lowest prices in town? We've got a few.
Find time to come into Kerner Furniture during our January clearance sale.
Clock's ticking.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bull riders, 8 seconds can make them a champion or nothing. It's bull time. Spokane. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets or ticketswest.com.
Surf and turf. 2 sandwiches. The sea giveth crispy fish. For $6.99. Arby's, we have the meat.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Boat Show.
A gray winter day tomorrow, and then a little bit of snow on Friday, and then a stretch of very quiet weather through the weekend and beyond.
I'm still thinking about the Murder Muppet. If you were not watching Wildlife Wednesday, you need to go back and watch it or see it on your Facebook page.
I will have those pictures posted soon.
Cute little owl, but apparently with a little nasty streak.
They're fierce hunters.
All right, thank you so much for being with us.
And we'll see you on Nightside at 11 o'clock. Have a good night.